What's excuse me, it's 4:23 a.m. and I can't sleep. So I thought because I missed last night's stream, I'll give you guys a little bonus stream. Earl Skakel in the house. I'd like to start off the chat with a sad note. Thank you, I am Hawk. I just thought I can't sleep. Insomnia, I guess. So we'll call this the insomnia stream. Um, but rest in peace, Andre Brower, one of my favorite actors. Good morning. Thank you, William. Tweet that out to Comedy Central. Roast battle. Get them all going. I know they all hate it when they get people texting them about me. But that's the power of social media. And I love you all for it. And I'm so close to my 3,000 hours of watch time. Thank you. I am nothing without my fan base. My fan base is a small but mighty group of people. The Earl Maniacs. And I appreciate you guys. I mean, I do my best, William. I've made a few enemies in the business with my honesty, but it's the only way I know how to be. I'm a soldier. I'm a comedy soldier. So we've already lost two people. That's all right. I appreciate the two that are here now. An early head. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Everyone needs a fan base with a name, a moniker. I put as many of you know, I had to take my 45-minute set stand up down per the Comedy Store's request. So I put up I guess it's a short because it was only 53 seconds of one of the jokes. It's on all the usual spots, TikTok and YouTube, Instagram Reels. I think my good friend comedian Bruce Gray was nice enough to cut some of the jokes into individual clips. So I will be releasing the second one tomorrow morning. Gonna do it every probably Tuesday and Thursday. And then we'll see. And if you're in Los Angeles this weekend, I'll be at the Comedy Store closing out the main room, I believe, Saturday night. Come on down. Just Instagram me at Earl Skakel. EARLSKAKEL. All one word. Yeah, I don't keep track of, I really started to try and go, okay, I'm not going to stream when so and so is streaming, but like at some point, you got to pick a time of the day and stream. Because literally, just as I hit stream, I'm like, oh, Shuli's on right now. And I'm probably closest with Shuli out of anyone. So, but I don't think Shuli will mind that I have 3 listeners right now. I really try and oh, I thought he was on at 3 o'clock my time. I'm in Los Angeles, as you know. Well, that's good. I mean, this is not the best time probably to do a stream, just because, to be honest, um, it's time is it here 4:30 in the morning for me. So you got to figure everyone on the West Coast is sleeping. People on the East Coast are probably showering, getting ready for work. But every now and then, I like to do a stab at the algorithm and see what's going on at 4:30 in the morning. I am Hawk. Where are you from? William, you as well. Let me know. Leather Daddy, night owls, and people who can't sleep love these streams. Yeah, I mean that's my like I'm wide awake right now, and it's 4:30 in the morning. Plus, I have a deep voice. Okay, cool, cool. All right. You know, yeah, yeah, no, I know. I mean, that's why I went online yesterday before I released my first short video of the long set. What's the best time to release a video on YouTube? And it was all over the board. Most said 9 a.m. my time. Then that's like, was that like 5 a.m. the next day in Australia? So I might go to North Carolina, Greensville, North Carolina, for Sting's last match. So it might be a good time to do a wrestling stream at this hour of the morning. The night owls or the night freaks. Um, who knows? I'm experimenting. I'm a wild card. Although I will say my best two streams to date uh, uh, were Friday and Sunday night. So I think I'm going to try and definitely make Sunday night my go-to stream night, just so people go, okay, Earl's on tonight, and then pick a more nights. I want to do like at least 3 streams a week. I think the problem with some streams is that they're every day, and um, really, with the exception of Kevin Brennan and Shuley, I don't want to listen to and Melton. Melton's almost every day, but those 3 guys are very funny to me, so I don't really want to do it. I think you want your audience to miss you a little bit, but I also understand that especially Kevin and Shuley, Melton to a lesser degree, they get you know anywhere from 600 to 1,000 people in their chat. So I understand that's a pretty nice paycheck. And if you don't do a stream, you don't get that. So I get it. Yeah, I didn't listen to him last night. I was at yeah, Christmas party, and wrestling is the best subject to talk about. Everyone who loves it has an opinion about the product. Absolutely. I can't sleep, Star War. Like a big thing right now is the devil in AEW. Who the devil? Who knows? I have my opinions on who it might be. I have my opinions on who I want it to be, and that's a very divided AEW person. I think people don't want it to be someone from WWE because that's the big knock on AEW. Is all they do is just take people from other companies, and they don't really have a lot of homegrown talent outside of Jungle Boy, MJF, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara. There's not a lot of, but they've only been around for 4 years. So, well, I guess Luchasaurus might be homegrown, but I'm not sure. I would love to be the devil. Can you imagine all this build up and I take off the mask, it's me, and people are like, who the fuck is that? Is that the guy who does streams at 4 in the morning for 5 people? Um, it's very interesting to see how they'll play out who the devil is. Because I think the problem now is that, unlike most storylines in AEW, they've done a very good job with the build up, stretching it out, investing you in the storyline. But the problem with that is now the payoff has to be big. It can't be I don't think it can be Britt Baker or Adam Cole because they're on TV too much. Um, Someone brought that up to me, Stagwar. I don't know what ATO means, to be honest with you. Right on target. That's my friend Quinn, a very funny comic, young comic, and very funny, or very talented photographer. Um, Someone brought that up to me. That what if it's Vince? That would be crazy. Or Shane. Here's the three people I think would be the biggest pops. Obviously Vince, but I don't think here's the thing, if they stick to absolutely. If they stick to who's in the costume, it's a slender person. So it's either Britt Baker, and she's not slender, but she's a woman. I think Adam Cole's too big, and I really pray to God it's not Tony Khan. I just, because Tony Khan is just like us. He's a fan, but the problem is he's horrible on camera, and, and I hope he doesn't do it, but he wants to. I think it should be Dolph Ziggler. I think his non-compete clause is actually up tomorrow. Someone said December 14th. I'm not sure. There are a couple other guys who recently got released. You've got Riddle and Mustafa Ali. I don't know if those two guys are big enough for this buildup. I mean, to me, the buildup it has to be um, either Ziggler or Shane McMahon. And obviously, Shane McMahon is his company's WWE. I don't see him being the devil for AEW, your competitor, um, unless Tony Khan worked a backdoor deal. Um, and yes, that's toilet paper right there, and some BioSteel drink, just in case you guys are trying to figure it out. So, and tonight is Dynamite. It's going to be interesting to see how or if they even, AEW is so sporadic with some of their storytelling that I was shocked that there wasn't one devil reference at Full Gear in Los Angeles. I thought maybe they'll reveal him here. So I thought, so I went, courtesy of Big Bill. Thank you, Big Bill. So it's going to be interesting. Um, I'm assuming since there's a big pay-per-view in Long Island in, was it 2 weeks? I don't know if you'd reveal it there. We're also having the finals of the Continental Tournament, so that could be a big card. And MJF is against Samoa Joe, so I believe the Devil will be featured prominently on that card. So we'll see. Um, Wardlow is a lot of people think it might be Wardlow, but once again, if they stick to the actual person in the costume, it's a slender person. Although I noticed a couple weeks ago when the Devils last Dynamite a week ago, um, when they attacked MJF in the ring, the four Devils assistants, I guess you would call them, his henchmen, one was pretty big. Like in the very first attack on Jay White, they were all kind of smallish, maybe Adam Cole types, Kyle O'Reilly. Um, and then when they threw Bowens through the window, the guy who did it was a pretty big dude. That could have been Riddle, um, or someone who looks like Riddle, because back then I think Riddle and Ziggler they can't compete yet, so they could have gotten like body doubles. And then last week, the main attacker was a pretty big dude. Now, someone pointed out it was Wardlow, maybe, because when he came out for his squash match, his hair was all fucked up and it looked like he'd been wearing a ski mask. So who knows? Uh, I might, William. I might. I only do them if I haven't tried the product. Now, Vitamin Shop, where I get my energy drinks and cookies. Um, Sometimes it's a very in demand vitamin shop because it's in a great area. There's not a lot of vitamin shops in my area, so that's why it's so popular. So if I've already tried them, which I've tried most in there already, I don't do them. They don't do very well, to be honest with you. Let me go on my TikTok right now and see what. I mean, my last few 257, 300, 294, 268, 292. So for some reason, okay, Stagwar, thank you. Have a good morning. Uh, I haven't cracked the algorithm. Now, my stand up video I posted this morning, 344. That's not horrible. The one I posted a few weeks ago got 3,219. That's a lot for me. So, but I'll keep doing them. I just hear I've been studying, when to do streams, when to do TikToks, and on TikTok, just got to be consistent, and I'm not the most consistent, to be honest with you. Like on YouTube, I've noticed that in say 6 weeks since I've been streaming consistently, I started off at 1,500. Uh, like I think I was at 1,560 for like the longest time for like a year. I didn't gain, I didn't lose any subscribers, and now I think I'm at 2,400. So in 6 weeks, I've picked up 800 new subscribers, and the watch hours have been pretty nice. So I'm definitely seeing the fruits of my labor on YouTube, not so much on TikTok. I mean, I think my best video ever on TikTok was the one clip of me at the Ric Flair roast. I think it got like a 500,000 views, not likes, but just views. So, I'm trying. I'm like the little comedian that could. Um, yeah, I mean, Bum Energy drink. I do like their cherry drink the best right now. I mean, I do have two Diet Rock Stars, my yellow ones. They used to have a cola Rock Star, Diet Cola. It was really good. Um, Good morning, Cold Sea. Um, and then what? I don't know. They must not sold well because the weird thing is Celsius Cola is their number one seller. So I would think anything cola related um, would do well, but apparently Rockstar does not share my enthusiasm. Redcon's energy drinks. I mean, I get them because of Kenny Omega. They're pretty good. Jake Paul's are okay. A Monster tastes too medicine-y to me. Like I feel like I can take. It's like they grounded up the vitamins and dropped them in the orange juice. But obviously, it's a very, very popular drink. So plenty of people like it. I think energy drinks, um, they're like comedy. Some people think I'm funny, some people don't. Who's right? It's bum energy, like BUM. Um, well, obviously, I want to try the Ric Flair energy drink, but here's my problem. I don't think it's in stores. I think you have to order it. And if I don't like it, I don't want to be stuck with 11 cans of it. Um, because it's my Barry Ribs impression. You know what? Um, so, and I think it's mushroom based. Now, I have not found very many things that are mushroom based flavorful. Uh, it's a preference, I guess. So, well, they might. All right, see you later, William. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's a bizarre time. Um, I haven't seen it. I mean, if anyone should have it, it would be Vitamin Shop. I haven't seen it. But the way they're promoting it on AEW, like, let me see if where. This is what I love about Google. You can literally type in anything and get an energy and get a response. Where can I buy Rick? Okay. Oh, there it goes. It says this place says you can buy it at GNC, the Vitamin Shop in Culver City. So maybe I'll go there tomorrow. Uh, let's go on Woo Energy and see if they have. Doesn't I mean, here are the flavors: dragon fruit, lemon, strawberry banana, which is probably the one I would take. Um, let's see. Right now, I'm on wooenergy.com. I guess I only have three flavors: dragon fruit, lemon, and strawberry banana. Let's see. Shop. Let's see. See, I'd only want to get three, one in each flavor. But I'll go to the vitamin shop tomorrow in Culver City, which is west of me. And maybe I'll do a Woo energy drink. By the way, I talked to his ex-wife Wendy. Ric Flair said he would, or Wendy said Rick would do the podcast in January. Trying to get the energy growing for the podcast again, but it's probably the worst time of the year to try and get celebrities on your podcast because the next 2 weeks are holiday related stuff. So we'll see. So, and if you want to be ballsy, let's see, let's hit the about section. So it's just all the mushrooms that they use: turkey tail, maitake, chaka, and red reishi. So they are aptogenic mushrooms. I don't know. I want to see. I don't know. I mean, I think we all know how Ric Flair gets his energy, and it ain't drinking mushrooms. Little bumpity bump, if you know what I mean. But hey, who am I to judge the nature boy? He was nice to me um, at the roast, even though he said I was his favorite roaster, and then he called me Ron. Um, wasn't the when someone you look up to calls you by another name, it didn't exactly it's got a double-edged sword. I was his favorite, but then I started thinking, oh, maybe he thinks I'm somebody else. 4:47 in the morning here at Earl Skakel Radio. I just noticed my voice is very deep this hour of the day, but that's okay. The Iron Claw is in 10 days, I will be seeing The Iron Claw, the movie about the Von Erich brothers. I'm very disappointed that Kamala is not featured in the movie because he had some great feuds with the Von Erichs, specifically Carrie Von Erich. But I do know Bruiser Brody and the Freebirds are featured prominently. And one of the first celebrities I had on my podcast, the great Ryan Nemeth, the Hollywood hunk, is playing Gino Hernandez. And that should be interesting for sure. Um, I'm interested to see how the movie does overall, just because, I think when you have niche subject sports movies, hockey, soccer, surfing, and certainly pro wrestling fits into that category. Uh, it's interesting to see how they do at the box office. Earl, my man, Big Ben Jones, Bones Jones. I couldn't sleep, Ben, so I thought I'd do a late night or mid morning stream for you, my friend, just to see who's up. I think the usual times I will stream are probably about 7 p.m. my time. See, 9 p.m. So there you go. This is a convenient time for Ben, a family man, to listen to. Who knows? There's no right or wrong answer. The YouTube help page that I found, like I said earlier, said 9 a.m. my time is the best time to release a video. They didn't really have any information on streaming, but let's look it up. Let's check it out. When is the best time to stream? All right, so I'm curious. This is saying 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. On Saturdays and Sundays, aim for broadcasting in the early afternoon. There you go. Let me go on one more article just to see what they say. Doesn't really say here. I was not at the store tonight. They don't usually give me spots on roast battle night to keep me away from certain people. I think they're afraid I'll act out. All right, let's go on Reddit. See what they say on Reddit. I know. It's unbelievable. I was just talking about that with someone tonight. Someone came up to me at the store the other night and said, "You're my favorite all-time roast battler or whatever. You really made the show and all that stuff. When are you in the room again?" I'm like, "I'm banned. I'm banned from a room that I helped start. Welcome to Hollywood." Let's see. As a comic, it's basically saying whenever your core audience is awake. Well, no shit. But as a comic, I don't necessarily have a core audience in terms of one particular group of people. Like Ben's in Australia. It's 9 p.m. for him. William is in South Carolina. He had to go to work. So that's, what is South Carolina? 2 hours ahead of me. So it's almost 7 o'clock for him. I'm trying. I want to get to the Melbourne Comedy Festival, but I've been told by many people that my comedy would do quite well there. But I'm a little lazy to take a 16-hour flight because I probably wouldn't be. I would only go there if I could headline, which I can do an hour pretty easily. Um, a good hour. It's not just standing up there doing bullshit. Um, but we'll see. I'm open to any and all offers. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not really into comedy for the money per se, but I'm not gonna do something like that and lose money. I would do a tour of Australia for sure. I have a friend of mine in Milan. He basically runs the Australian comedy scene. So the offers have been made. Now it's just mapping it out, and I believe roast battle is popular there, so I might have some notoriety. I don't know if Tyler the Creator is popular there. I'm assuming he's popular everywhere, but we'll see. And hopefully within the next year or so, Ben, I'll be coming to see you and all the other people out there. South Carolina. I want to start doing New York more because I think New York is a great comedy scene. But yeah, I mean, it would be fun. I don't know if a lot of Australians would get my American references, but I think they would get my brand of shtick, hopefully. Um, I will, Ben, for sure. Thank you for being a loyal supporter. And thank you to the three people listening right now. I appreciate all of you. I'm getting a little tired myself. I'll stream for a few more minutes. Um, tonight I have the um, Christmas party for Adam Carolla. I'm a great man who is a comedy soldier, Ben Jones. I speak for the victims of comedy abuse, of which there are many. What up? What up? I just woke up getting ready for work. Me too, brother. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Um, thank you for tuning in. I'm trying to figure out the prime hours my fan base is awake. I have a wide variety of fans, mostly dudes, but I would say 30% of my fan base is women. So, just trying to figure out when you guys sleep, and I looked on a chart. Someone, the early heads, someone in this stream said they want to be called an early head. Could be some potential for a fun T-shirt there, because too many people do. Excuse me, the kind of rip off the Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamaniacs. Um, although my second battle on television, first battle in Montreal, some guy in the front row had a Skakel Army shirt, which was pretty cool. I'm surprised Gene Simmons didn't sue him, to be honest with you. Um, because it was the basically a ripoff of the Kiss Army logo, but Skakel across the front. That probably would give Gene an aneurysm. So um, call yourself whatever you want, Ben. You've done enough for me. And so have the five other people listening to this at 5 a.m. Los Angeles time. I don't know how Shuley does this every morning at this hour. Or Melton. Melton's up, he's on the same coast as me. I don't know how on earth you can do a 4 to 5 hour stream. Um, I mean, my sleep schedule's pretty whack, but um, God bless the ones who can do this every day too. I mean, like I said, for those of you who are new into the chat, I'm gonna aim to try and do this at least 3 times a week. I want you guys to miss me a little bit, but oh, Matt Rife trending again. What did he do now? 6,800 posts. That's oh, Matt Rife beefing with 6-year-olds. I don't know what that's about. That reminds me of the time I was watching TV. Yeah, Friday night did very well for me. Sunday night's been my best night, um, numbers wise, because I think people, not everyone, of course, but like um, most people, are relaxing from the weekend. So sad that Andre Brower died. He was so good in everything. It's like the black Gene Hackman. You could put him in anything; he's going to be good in it. Um, so, and I realized, but here's the crazy thing about no, I never met him. Um, here's the crazy thing about algorithms and whatnot. When I do TikTok, like a live stream on TikTok, I'll do it at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, maybe 30 to 50 people. But a few times I've done a TikTok live, like at this hour, 5 a.m. my time, and 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. my time, I'll get like 500 people. So I think TikTok is more of a global phenomenon where I believe, um, you know, YouTube might be a little more regional. Like if you're an American comic, you got to keep it to the American hours. But then you have Ben, who's in Australia, and no, I don't do that shit, Ben. I mean, I could. I know I could probably put into this stream someone famous is a child molester, and then people would click what. But then I think when you do the clickbait stuff, um, people get pissed when you don't deliver. Like I go on some site, they're probably the number one clickbait site in the world, and it's just a celebrity site, and it'll say, "Look what happened to you know Charlize Theron's face," and you click on it, and it shows a picture of her, but then it's just a bunch of articles about Charlize Theron, but it's nothing about what happened to her face. So, I mean, I'm trying everything else. I'm just trying wacky times. Although I think I'm honing in on my audience vibing with Sunday night. And, Friday night did very well. I didn't think it would. Very well for me. Oh, Shawn Michaels is trending. Not that many. Well, seeing Matt Rife with, was it 7,000 tweets now, or 7,000 posts? It reminded me of the time me and Chandler were watching TV the Sunday night. I don't know why I had my iPad with me, but it said Chris D'Elia 2,500 tweets. Oh, he's probably got a new TV show. I didn't even look at it. And then I think we were watching Selling Sunset or something. And I went up to go to the bathroom. I came back, and on my iPad, the Twitter, where it says what's happening, it went from like 2,500 tweets to like 17,000. I'm like, oh man, must be a hot show. Still didn't look. And then literally, like, I don't know, 10 minutes later, it was at 39,000 tweets. I'm like, something's going on. And then that was the night his allegations broke. So it's just interesting to see what is popular on the what's happening section of Twitter, especially for wrestling. Like, if you notice when like CM Punk went to WWE. I think, the main topic, was just CM Punk and 100,000 tweets. And then, like, I think tonight, and Kenny Omega, or Shawn Michaels is 1,600 tweets. Um, let's see if I guess so. That's goes. And I think Kenny Omega was at about 1,200 tweets. That shows you the power of AEW or WWE versus AEW. They really are a global phenomenon. Uh, yeah, I saw that. I was supposed to go to that, but the person who invited me kind of flaked out. So I would have been a maniac at that thing. I mean, that's like pro wrestling heaven. I'm curious to see what riffraff snuck in there. Some of my comedy buddies who don't like pro wrestling at all. They probably think MJF's a fucking accountant. But by all accounts, it's a good movie. Like, I've had a few of my friends who aren't wrestling fans, and they saw it, and they liked it, even though they didn't really know anything about the storyline. It is a tragic, tragic story. 4 out of the 5 brothers dead. Kevin's the only one left, and he just kind of chills in Hawaii. But I did get to see. I don't know if it's Carrie's sons. Let me see whose sons they are. I did get to see the Von Erich sons. Um, who I believe are on Dynamite tonight. Yes, I am. Ross and Marshall Von Erich, the sons of Kevin Von Erich. Oh, okay. So it's Kevin Von Erich and his sons are on AEW tonight. Um, I mean, I saw them on TV. I never saw them live because they were Texas World Class Championship Wrestling, but they did have some great feuds with Kamala, especially Kerry Von Erich. Um, so I'm a little disappointed Kamala was not played in the movie. I believe the main wrestlers featured in Iron Claw are the Fabulous Freebirds. Yes, the Freebirds been Bruiser Brody. I know they have an actor playing Bruiser Brody, and my friend Ryan Nemeth playing Gino Hernandez. So, and he looks kind of like him. I've seen a picture of him that I probably wasn't supposed to see, but I have sources everywhere. I believe Rick Rude was in World Class Championship Wrestling for a minute, but he might have. Let me see if we can see Von Erich feuds. I love the guy playing their dad, Hoyt McClanny. I think that's how you say his name. Let's see who are their top feuds. Among many major feuds, Eric had was Gino Hernandez, Iceman King Parsons, Chris Adams, the Gentleman, the Fabulous Freebirds. Um, okay, trying to think. Um, Harley Race, Kamala, um, Kamala when he was managed by Skandor Akbar. I mean, they really had some good feuds, but what are you going to do? Al Perez. No, this is mainly Kerry Von Erich, Matt Bourne, who I believe went on to the WWE to play the Berserker. Um, anyone knows that? Uh, Mr. Perfect, it was in World Class Championship Wrestling. And of course, Ric Flair was a big one for Kerry Von Erich, as well as Jerry Lawler. Um, let's see, I have ADD, so when I think Matt Bourne played the Berserker, I have to. Um, Who's the berserker? I don't know why. Yeah, but this guy doesn't look like the berserker. Or this guy doesn't look like Doink. Matt Bourne. Oh, I guess he did. You're right. Harley Race was great. Old school wrestler there, that's for sure. So, I mean, world class championship wrestling, and I believe someone is in the movie playing Gary Hart. I would have shaved my head for that shit, but I don't really look like Gary Hart. I'm more of a square jawed man. Um, so it'll hopefully it does well. Ready to Rumble did not do very well at the box office, but to be honest with you, that was a pretty bad movie. Um, but my brother Abdullah the Butcher, the madman from the Sudan. Um, there's a current picture of Lois just chilling. I can't really see. Maybe it's better over there. Look, it's the good. There we go. Well, Lois, she's just chilling right now. So I'm gonna see that. Lois is. It's hard to say. I think she is. Um, I got her in 2011, and she was at least a year old then. So she's at least 12, maybe older. And she's got some issues, that's for sure. She's got a little bit of a heart murmur now, and they never go away. So we have to give her all this medicine, and got some fluid in her lungs. So I get her back in 2 weeks. And although sometimes on a night like tonight when it's super cold out, it's cold for us. It is nice not to have to walk her. And I don't mean Herschel, but hopefully, me and Gail have her for a couple more years. But once dogs go down, they go down pretty fast. Although Annie, the German Shepherd, she was a warrior. We had her, I think, 9 months, and they originally told me and Chandler we'd only have her for 3 months, if that. So I guess it's dogs are a case by case basis. Um, I mean, it's cold right now, to be honest with you. And like I said, it's cold for us. Like I think right now, I just went to the store. I think it was 44 degrees out. Um, and I remember the time I was in Winnipeg with Rob Schneider. It was minus 21. No wind chill, just eight straight up. So that's cold. I mean, literally, your bones are freezing. And I remember, I think I've told this story before, but there might be a few new people. There's 10 people in here right now. Maybe, who knows? Maybe these early morning streams are the real deal. Um, but I was going to the mall in Winnipeg, which I had to go from our hotel and walk across the street. And I'm standing on the corner waiting for the light to change. And I'm wearing a pair of jeans, I think a pair of sweats over the jeans. God knows how many shirts I had on. I think I had two sweaters, a hoodie, a beanie, gloves. The guy comes up next to me in flip flops and a t-shirt, no jacket. And he looks at me and goes, "Where are you from, man?" I'm like, "Los Angeles." And the guy just looks at me and goes, "Pussy." Um, but bro, I'm telling you, it was like I had been to Edmonton before, and when we did Edmonton, it was -9 with wind chill, so it was probably 10 degrees, but it was windy. I mean, I remember when we flew into Edmonton, it was like the plane was like this 'cause it was very windy. Um, I started farting really bad on the plane. Rob wanted to kill me. because no one knew on the plane who was farting, but the whole plane stank because of me. You get nervous when you think you're about to die. But then in Winnipeg, it was next level, like no wind at all, and it was -21. I don't know how people have dogs there. So, uh, but I also think that we were going from Calgary to Edmonton, so I had had like airport food. So my booty hole was like the Alice Cooper song. It was a house of fire, man. Grease is the word, brother. So the crowds were great. I mean, I think especially in Edmonton, because Edmonton's kind of up there, like it's on the west coast, but it's deep, deep into Canada. Um, they're appreciative of American comics who come up there. 86, yeah, I was. That's a nice. It's not too hot, not cold. Um, I don't know. It's like Air Canada, you know, regular plane. Now, when I did Vancouver with Rob Schneider, we do Vancouver, and then we had to the next night go is it Victoria Island. So we had to take like a prop plane, um, and that was wild, man. Because both pilots have to put their hand on whatever the lever is, and they pull back to make the plane go like that. And they were like looking at Rob Schneider when they were doing it. They were like, "Hey, Rob, what's up, man?" I'm like, you can meet him after, man. Let's get the plane up and down, brother." Yeah, I mean, I was lazy. I mean, I think both times when I went to Winnipeg and Edmonton, you're packing in Los Angeles and it was like 90. So I was like, it can't be that bad up there. So I'm packing like shorts and, like tank tops to work out in. Whoa, I don't know what that was. So just as like I'm sure people in Canada when they're coming to Los Angeles, they probably pack cold, you know, and it's fucking 90 degrees out here. So I'm the worst packer. I literally just open anytime I go travel, I open up my suitcase, I put 10 of everything in there. 10 underwear, 10 socks, 10 t-shirts. Of course, I can't put 10 leather pants. Trust me, I have them. But you know, I haven't been on a plane in a minute. I think the last time I was on a plane was when I went to Austin. Go Austin, Texas. I've been getting a lot of people asking me, "Hey, you're gonna go to Austin? You're gonna move to Austin?" Um, I didn't like most of those people in Los Angeles. I'm sure as hell not gonna go on a fucking plane to meet them. I talked to Neil a lot. O'Neill is helping me with my stand-up special. Danish, every now and then we text. I believe he's good. I think he's doing a podcast with Eleanor, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I mean, Austin's nice. I mean, it's definitely like the money you can make there doing comedy is crazy. I mean, I know two of my friends who are door guys there, or who were door guys here at the store, literally making $10 an hour, or whatever the minimum wage was at the time, and they're both making six figures each because you can do like literally 5 to 8 shows a night, and they all pay. I mean, I've only done comedy in New York once, and to be honest with you, I liked it. Like, they keep it real there. Like in LA, some of the comedy clubs will put up an Instagram model if she has a following. In New York, they don't care. If you're not funny, you're not going to get up at the better clubs. And by better clubs, I mean the Stand, Numero Uno, and then obviously the Cellar. Um, but it's just out here, like certain comedy clubs, like the Laugh Factory will headline uh, my friend. I won't say her name, but she has, I think, giant tits, and she's got like a million followers on Instagram. She doesn't have 5 minutes of material. and I love her, like, she's awesome, but she's pretty brutal as a comic. And I think the mistake with that is, and I think a lot of, I mean, Matt Rife's the exception in that most people who have large followings online, they don't draw well because it's one thing. Patty Please, she probably is on OnlyFans, I would imagine. Older broad like that, showing her fucking G cup jackhammers. I could see her doing well on OnlyFans. Um, but uh, you know, even these streams are free, right? And you guys are all in your house right now. So if you want to see Earl Skakel do comedy, you got to take a shower. Now I'm talking about Los Angeles now. You want to say you want to come to the comedy store to see Daddy. Well, you won't have to pay for tickets for me. I'll hook it up. But let's say you don't know me and you're a fan of mine from whatever. Tickets are anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks. You're going to go to dinner probably after or before. That's 100 in LA, probably 100 bucks. You're on a date. That's so two tickets. Dinner's probably a little more than that. Parking's 20, 30 bucks. So it's an expensive endeavor. So like, you know, that's the great thing about YouTube is it's free. I mean, now when I get to the super chat level, you guys can, um, I guess, pay for not the stream that you're watching, but hey, this guy's pretty funny. I want to support him or whatever. I know, big double G jackhammers. Um, but like in general, like I think most people who have like 1 million followers, they struggle drawing on the road or even in Los Angeles. Because my friend who has the 1 million followers, she had a show once in Venice, and yes, I live in LA, so yeah. I mean, my ex was from Alabama. I think we went there twice during the pandemic. It was very bizarre to be on planes and uh, with mask on and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's wild times, man. I mean, me and Chandler would literally walk. We'd go on these because all the gyms were closed, obviously. So we would go on these like hours walks. Like I live basically, if you guys ever want to Google where I live, Santa Monica Boulevard in San Vicente. So we would start there and we'd walk to like Hollywood and Highland, sometimes even farther. And Lois would do it too. And that's like I mean round trip, it's gotta be 10 miles, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the crazy thing was we would literally walk in the middle of sunset. There was no cars. We'd see maybe in a 3 to 4 hour walk under 5 cars. I mean, it was surreal. Yeah, I'll never forget it. Yeah, I got pretty wild for a second. Um, it was just like unprecedented, literally once in a lifetime. Hopefully, just like the world changed. Um, and then I think probably, of the thousands of comedy shows I've done, literally thousands, I think when I die and they close the coffin, the one I'm gonna remember the most is right as the pandemic with and COVID. It wasn't over, but they were easing the restrictions a little bit. Um, the Comedy Store had shows in the parking lot, and they put up plexiglass. So if you've ever been to the Comedy Store, the stage, for lack of a better word, was right where you walk into the back entrance. And this was probably 100. customers in the parking lot. They set up tables and chairs, and the crowd, like you could feel the love coming from the crowd to you. They were just so appreciative of being able to be in public again. And the fact that we were, I mean, I never looked at it as we were risking our lives or whatever, but like we were doing something we probably didn't have to do. And it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, it really was born the bubble comedy. And then when it was too cold, they would have the audience sit in the front patio of the comedy store, and the comics were in the original room in the window, and they piped in the sound from the original room to the. And I remember I did a few shows. I never did that well, to be honest with you, because it was weird. Like you couldn't really hear the crowd because the window's so thick. But I remember I was waiting to go on in an empty original room because they just had the sound guy and the comic in the window, and then the comic who was next. And I remember Jamar Neighbors, the great Jamar Neighbors, part of the wave from Roast Battle. He just took his pants off and put his ass to the window. And I'm like, I don't have to go on. I can't match that, man. So if you ever have a chance to see Jamar Neighbors, please check him out. He's an institution in the LA comedy scene. I mean, it killed too. Like he was doing pretty good with his jokes, and then he's like, you know what, fuck you people. Check this out. Then he turned around, bent over, and stuck his ass straight to the window. So yeah, he's very funny and a great kid. Like he's a good man. And to see him close out the the people who close out the comedy store, the main room, it's either me, Holtzman, Don Barris, or Jamar. And Jamar will bring up like 6 or 7 art pieces he's made, and he sells them. So, like, he'll do, like, a few minutes of material, and then he goes right into selling his art, and he makes a lot of money, like, because he's really talented. He's a very talented dude. What happened last night? I wanted to see you watch Predator. Oh, I'm sorry, Ambrose. I had a little dog issue that I had to attend to, and then, everything's okay, but, I'm going to either, um ping pong. I'm gonna either do one tonight after AEW wrestling, but I might have to go to an Adam Carolla Christmas party. All the guests who've been on his show this year are invited. So at the very latest, I will do a stream tomorrow night, and then Friday night, and then our usual Sunday night. Now, I've been getting asked by a lot of people, why don't you do a stream after the comedy store? Like I have a set there Saturday night, but my set's at midnight. I usually go on because everyone runs the light around 12:30. So I won't be home till probably 2:30. I don't think that would be a good time to stream, to be honest with you. But maybe, I don't know. But I am going to go to bed now, you guys. So if you could spread the word, Ambrose. I think I couldn't find the chat from that uh, scheduled stream, but it disappeared on me. So if you could spread the word to the people who were in that, and I will know by 4 p.m. my time today. It's Pacific Standard Time if I'm doing a stream tonight. Yes, thank you, Ben Jones. You're the best. Love to the family. And I will either see you guys tonight or tomorrow. Thank you for listening. I am nothing without you guys. This has been the Tired Daddy Man. Thank you, Ambrose. No, no rush. I mean, you don't work for me, so like, just if you, I don't know, once this chat is over, you guys go into other chat rooms and chat or discords. I don't even know what discords are, to be honest with you. Good night, Rue Radi Two Rock, Rue Radi Two Rock. Yeah, I don't know. I know discords are very popular. I don't go in those. I hear they're a little Reddit like, and if you look up Earl Skakel on Reddit, it's pretty brutal. Brick Block, Big Jeff Carter, 2 goals shortly, and PP, believe it. Well, he got us 2 Stanley Cups, man. He's fading a little bit, though, to be honest with you. Fading a little bit, but he's also a little older. I just think it's funny when the Kings traded for Mike Richards. Philadelphia basically wanted Jeff Richards and Mike Carter separated because they were partying pretty hard in Philly, and then they both end up in Manhattan Beach. That's where most of the King players live, either Redondo, excuse me, or Manhattan Beach. And that's you know, if you're an NHL player, there's a little whatever you're into as an NHL player is in Manhattan Beach. Trust me, I know. All right, you guys. We'll talk hockey later. Brick Block. You came in at the wrong time, as it is now 30 in the time. Even the daddy man has to go to sleep. But if you're jonesing for Earl Skakel comedy, I did put up a short yesterday, a brief clip from my 45-minute set that I had to take down. So check that out. It's just a quick joke I do about Kiss. It's also on my Instagram reels, and you guys know the deal. I'm Earl Skakel everywhere. EARLSKAKEL. Good. I'll do a Kenny Omega for you guys. Until tomorrow, or until tomorrow, I must bid you adieu. Goodbye. Good luck. Good night. Bang.